Hey guys, welcome to 2021. So last year was absolutely mega for carmats.co.uk, over the moon with how things went. Throughout the year, from May to December, I sold over 800 grand's worth of car mats, which is absolutely insane. Really pumped for 2021. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Got some great plans, and I'm going to give you a quick update today with where I want to go in 2021 and my goals. Simple. So in 2021, I've got one big goal. I want to hit £3 million worth of revenue in 2021. And that's going to be probably quite a hard ask. I've had quite a good start to the year already. So first couple of days during the Christmas holidays, before everyone came back to work, I was on track. Sales have dropped since then. So I'm probably on track at the moment, if things stay as they stand, to do about 2 million. So getting up to that £3 million mark is going to be tough, but I think it's achievable. I'm going to talk about now my plans for the next 4 quarters and how I've gone about my planning. So hopefully some people will find this useful in their own e-commerce journeys. I try and do my plans a quarter at a time, so I don't get too far in advance, because if I'm going out there a year in advance, am I actually going to do what I say in month 11? Am I going to do it in month 11? Probably not. Probably going to rip up my plans in 3 months and start again. So I try and plan fairly detailed for the next 3 months, and then have rough themes for each quarter beyond that, so I know roughly where I'm going to go. So I'm going to talk now about a quarter at a time, have a bit of a chat about what I'm doing, and hopefully you guys find that interesting and useful. If not, press the thumbs down. Quarter one. My plans for quarter one are really quite simple. It's all about consolidation for me. I had amazing growth last year, but I'm doing a lot of things manually that I just don't need to be doing manually. I want to be doing them automatically. I want to automate everything. So I've got a lot of manual processes that happen at the moment, such as uploading tracking information. A lot of the communication with my supplier is manual. It doesn't need to be. So all these things, I want to go out there and I want to automate them. I upgraded to Shopify Plus last year, which means I can now use Shopify Flow. And I'm already using that for some simple tasks. I want to use it a lot more. I want to use it for order cancellations. I want to use it for address changes. I'm going to build something separate to deal with uploading tracking information daily, so it's a task that I don't have to do, just to free up some time. I've also made a couple of other decisions to free up time, such as ditching the telephone number, so now it's only email-based. I was thinking actually that this year I'd have to hire someone fairly early on, but volumes of inquiries and customer support have dropped quite a lot since January. So actually, hopefully with no phone calls, it should be manageable with myself and my wife Caroline doing the customer support. And we do split that actually. So Caroline does the customer support Monday to Friday when I'm at Evoluted doing my sort of day job. And then I just deal with whatever comes in over the weekend. And really, I probably spend half an hour a day of the weekend looking at it. Probably have a quick session in the morning and a quick session in the evening. So keeping on with the flow of trying to automate everything and bring down the amount of time that's needed, we want to try and make things a lot more self-service. So a lot of the inquiries that we're getting at the moment relate to questions that people have about their order. So they want to cancel their order, they want a status update on their order, they want to change the address on their order. We're going to try and build tools that answer those questions for them. So the order status page is going to start giving dates. It's really clear when the order is going to come. Want to build a tool to let them cancel the order themselves, and similarly let them change addresses themselves, so we don't have to get involved with that. We can automate responses. If they do email, say, here, go do it yourself. And then that's happy days, less admin for us. Then I want to get better at what we're doing. So I want to refine the offering. So I posted on Twitter this week about the trims that we offer. So we offer 4 different qualities of trim, depending on the quality and mat. I'm going to streamline that down so colours are consistent, and actually it makes things like showing the offering and showing the trim options on the website a lot easier to implement. So there's a few things like that. And then I also then want to expand the offerings. So there's some products that I can supply from my supplier that I'm not. So they do a range of nice moulded mats for certain vehicles that we don't have on the site at the moment. Want to get those on there. And they also do a few other different variants that I think will help us increase that average order value, which is really important. And that's the final sort of, I suppose, strand to Q1, is making the site more profitable. So we're profitable as we are, but we could be more profitable. And there's two ways that I'm going to do this, and both are kind of essentially the same. So first of all, I want to increase that return on ad spend. And I'm going to do that really by focusing on what's not working in the ads. So we have a lot of people coming through to the site at the moment. They've done a search for their model and they're landing on a page that doesn't meet their requirements. It hasn't got their model listed. So either we need to stop serving ads to those people, or we need to probably improve the page they land on. And that's where we're going to spend a lot of time. And then separately from that, want to nudge that average order value up. So we're hovering around the £37, £38 mark at the moment. I want to try and get that north of £40. And the big way I'm going to do that is by encouraging multiple item orders. So people ordering for multiple vehicles in their family, or actually ordering a set of car mats, set of boot mats, or even a set of rubber mats and a set of carpet mats. So you've got winter and summer covered. And that's it for Q1. Keeping it really simple. I don't want to overstretch myself. I want to make sure that everything is deliverable, but it's all about making it hum and making it sing before we move on to Q2 and Q3. And in Q2, I'm going to keep it quite simple at this stage. I'm not going to go into great detail, but at Q2, it's all about scaling again. So in Q2, I want to go out there. I want to increase the organic performance. So there's a couple of things I'm going to start doing now to do that. But I want to start getting a higher proportion of my sales through from organic search. My rankings are creeping up, but there's a long way to go. So I'm going to really push hard on that in Q2. Also going to look at new advertising opportunities, so new networks that we're not advertising on, look at expanding the Google ads that we're running, look at expanding Facebook ads, look at actually starting to do some email marketing, which we're not doing at all at the moment. So we've got some big gifting opportunities coming up. So actually in Q1, we've got Valentine's Day. And obviously later in the year, we've got Mother's Day and Father's Day. Want to make sure we hit those and hit those hard. So that's it for Q2. For Q3, it's all about entering new markets. So keeping it really, really simple here. In Q3, I want to ideally set up an Irish site, assuming I can figure out all the VAT rules and everything for exporting to Ireland. So I want to start selling to Ireland with an Irish website. That should be really straightforward with Shopify Plus. You can clone the website and have an Irish specific website that's priced in euros and is really quite clear. And separately, I want to do something similar for van mats. So I own vanmats.co.uk. Want to get a van mat offering up and out there. And again, can do that really simply in Shopify Plus just by cloning the website, and off we go. Q4, this one, really, really simple. I've got absolutely no plans whatsoever in Q4. The one thing that this year has taught me is that the run up to Christmas is going to be absolutely crazy. And it starts getting crazy from sort of late October time. So typically in the new car world, you've got a peak in March when new registrations come out, and then also a peak in September. Took me a little bit by surprise this year was just how crazy Christmas got. I know a lot of people don't think that car mats are a Christmas present, but trust me, they definitely are. So sales started ramping up in October, went absolutely crackers through November with some absolutely crazy, crazy days at the end of November for Black Friday weekend. And then they were continuing to go crazy through December until we had to pull the plug because we just had too many orders and we were risking not shipping them all before Christmas, which would have been a disaster. Thankfully, that worked, and pulling the plug early meant that we just, by the skin of our teeth, got everything out for Christmas. But next year, I don't want to be having loads of plans and loads of things that I'm trying to do whilst we're dealing with the increased volume of orders, the increased customer support that goes with that. I want to concentrate on absolutely smashing it out of the park, making sure that we give that great service whilst also still growing the orders. I'd like to also try and stay on top of things a little bit better next year so that we can push the last order date for Christmas that little bit later. So this year, I think we stopped on the 11th of December, which is really early for Christmas. Like, there's still a lot of orders we could have got. So I want to try and push that as far back as possible and hopefully get a lot more sales. And by doing that, we're going to maximize the revenue that we can make this year. We saw a big drop off in December from when we killed sales. So we killed the ads. We killed basically the site for a period. So we basically said on the site, look, you've had it, you can't order for Christmas. We left the ads running, and we found that the conversion rate went from sort of 5-6% down to like 1-2% because the people searching at the time wanted a Christmas delivery and we couldn't deliver it. So we ended up killing all the ads. And then for 2 weeks until after Christmas, we were selling a handful of sets and mats a day. And it absolutely sort of ruined the revenue figures and the profitability for December. But we had no other choice. So next year, I want to go as late as possible. Also want to push gift cards. I'm going to try and do that at the gifting opportunities next year as well. But really want to hammer home gift cards in that last quarter. But I want to get that all set up and ready to go before we get into that last quarter. So we've got our game plan. It's all ready to execute. And we just press play. That's it for my plans for 2021. I hope that's provided some value in the few minutes that I've been talking for. Love to know what you guys think of my plans or anything else I should be looking at. Drop me a message, drop me a DM, get in the comments. Love to know what you think.